I'm going to ask Alan Treacy and Mark Murphy now up for a couple of minutes. If any of you saw the Twin Cam Corral outside, it's belonging to Alan. He and Mark did the Roger Albert Clark Rally last November. Fantastic adventure. We were all following it, and they came second in their class. What a feckin' marathon. So, sit down and tell us all about it. I haven't got all night now to tell you all about it, but you can ask us a few questions. What was the best stage there? They were all good. The Welsh stages were massive. Like, you had fast flowing stages. I suppose the ice made it difficult. I had very hard to pick out a stage. There was one, I think it was Cork, all right. I was watching back in the camera there when we came off. Yeah, it was a good stage, but sure, they were all classics, and it was a privilege to do them all stages you'd have heard of down through the years watching the RSE and that. So they were all good, really, you know, except Pembrey Racetrack. Go on. No, we just did a small bit of an old indiscretion there and left a few spot lamps there, but well, enough said about that. Who was in the crew with you apart from the lovely Mark? Another of my former navigators. They're all here today. Actually, we went with a very skeleton staff, but everyone had their job. Mark Forbes is down there, Bob Fitzgerald and Martin Crowley, 3 of them, and that was it. 5 of us went, 2 of us were in the rally car, and we worked perfect. Well done, boys. And how did you prepare for it? Did you prepare physically for it, Alan? No, yeah, I did. Went to walk most days. Yeah, spent the nights fixing the rally car. No, I didn't really. I didn't have time. The car ran late with me, like so. Just right, you know, I just took it as a home. Had you snow and ice and stuff like that? Yeah, from the get-go, I went into the first stage. That was a normal stage. And next thing, I suppose, about 2 miles in, we got a few big, huge frights and so we better back off. It was hard to see the ice at the start, just we weren't expecting it. And then it just got worse, like Friday in Wales there were some of the stages that they shortened them where we couldn't actually physically get into them with the snow. And then you have more ice in Scotland. Yeah, there was plenty, there was everything really, low sun, rain, you name it, we had it, yeah. But it was, I suppose they were saying it was the slipperiest RAC in years, bar the year where it got snowed off. Were the roads as bad as they are in East Cork? No, the roads there now wouldn't be hectic, a bit like East Cork. Mark, did you have to do any prep? Did you do did you make out the service schedule or did you have one?
No, we were very lucky.
Because you never made out a service schedule when you sat with me.
Well, no. We won't say anything about that. I suppose we were very lucky that we had a fantastic team behind us. Martin Crowley did all the service schedule, planned out a few meals, had a chase book done, so that made it very easy. Owen sorted out a fuel map for us and the movement of people. So I had a lot of the basic work done that I didn't have to do. What I did then was I bought a big map of England and put every stage on it, so I knew roughly where we were going. And then I bought 2 more detailed maps of Scotland and Wales and put every stage on it, so I had an idea of the logistics required. Martin and Bob then had the service schedule for us, so every time we came off the stage, they knew where to meet us. Owen had already decided what petrol we'd needed, so a lot of the background work was done for me. So that allowed me to concentrate on the notes and the DVD, just to understand what the stages were like. So without the lads, I'd have had a huge workload. But it worked out fantastic. We had a great crew with us, and that took a lot of pressure off me.
Tell us a bit about the DVD and the notes. You bought the notes, presumably.
Yeah, Killian did the notes with Craig Perry, and you could get the DVD and paste notes posted. And I've been waiting for them anxiously. And the notes never arrived, so I checked with Greg Shinners and a few other lads, and they all had the notes. So it turned out mine went astray in the post. Now, in fairness to Killian, as soon as I got onto him, he checked with Craig. Craig had them posted out, so they emailed me notes that night, and I got them printed off the following day, but we were 2.5 days behind. So that put me under pressure for 3 days before we left to mark up the notes and watch the DVDs. But a bit like at home, really. Same gig, just watch Anywhere Dangerous. We weren't quite sure what to expect. So the fact that we could watch the DVD, it gave me a better understanding of some of the famous stages and the parts to watch out. And they proved to be able to see them on DVD was a huge help, because it meant you could earmark any place that you could run into trouble. As it transpired, the ice put an extra element into it. So it was good to have the notes marked up before we left.
And are you used to driving in the woods, Alan? Yeah, I've done it a bit. I did the Forestry Championship in 14, and I'd kind of dip my hand in and out of it every year. I'd always do one forestry.
I'm too old now to remember any of that stuff.
It was myself and Mark's first time sitting together, so, you know, fair play to him. It was a huge strain on Mark, because road sections, like, he does much work to do under, you're coming off a stage there, more than 50% of the rally was in the dark, had to be done on the road book. You hadn't been over it before, you'd no record done. It was on tulip diagrams the whole way, so credit where credit is due to him. Like, it never missed a beat, you know, it never missed a...
Tell us, did he make a balls of anything? Did he call a note wrong, or...
No.
Or is that what goes on tour?
No, if he did, I'd nearly say it.
Well done. And how was the car after? It looks fantastic outside. Was there a lot of damage?
No, one bent rose joint on a Saturday night. We spotted it in service, we changed it, brought it home, center bearing in the prop. That was it, really, I think. Yeah, no, nothing. But no, we put hours into that car now, hours into it, and you'd have to go in there. And we brought a lot of spares. Luckily, we didn't need any, but yeah, I suppose it's the old thing. Preparation is half it, most of it, and a bit of luck.
Did you get into a bed every night, Mark, or was there any all-nighters?
No, we were very lucky. And again, part of the background crew, that we'd accommodation sorted not too far away from where we were staying. A lot of late nights and early starts, but we got a bite to eat every night. I think there was one night grub was only fair, but other than that, we got to eat every night and got to go into our own beds. But there were late nights and early starts, but we had a base every night, which took some of the pressure off us.
'Tis just as well Big Luke wasn't there if the grub wasn't good. Jeez, that would never have done.
Apparently, he was there spectating.
Lads, what were you really thinking the last stage? I was, and a load of us were following it on whatever social media. The last stage was that Haffron or halfway? It was 30 miles or something, the big stage. How long was the last stage?
It was 40 miles. It was a conglomeration of we'd done 4 stages on Monday morning, and then we did 3 of those looped together. The big one, they called it, yeah.
And I'm trying to remember, were you third before that started or fourth? Because I was sending Mark messages saying he should be able to catch the fecker in front of you in the last stage. So tell us a bit about that.
We were third going into the stage because there was a front-wheel drive car in front of us, which had the benefit of being front-wheel drive on the snow and icy stages, so it pulled a bit of time off us. But on the last stage, we were having a good run anyway. But we saw him pulled into the left. I don't know, he had some mechanical problem, whatever, but he got going again. But we had already been taking time off him because the 3 stages comprised of the final stage, we had an idea of what the conditions were like. So we had a good run early on, but it got quite rutted up. And once we passed our man, I said to Alan, we're on the podium. At that stage, we were third in class, not second. We were fourth in class going into the stage.
That was my recollection.
Yeah. So after that, I was happy enough. I felt it was a huge achievement to get third in class. But as we went on, the stage got quite rutted. And I remember roaring him. I said, stick it into first fucking gear and leave it there. And we'll get off the stage. Which we duly did. And what happened afterwards was we ended up third in class, but the guy in second in class was in the wrong class. So he was moved to another class and we moved up to second.
What a fantastic result. You mentioned Greg Shinner's, another member of the club. Greg was unfortunate with Seamus Burke. Did they retire on the third or fourth day?
I think the second day.
Sunday, I'd say they retired on Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah, because Greg was in our event Sunday evening.
Well, that's right.
Give us lectures that we had to get to the finish. And he was at the last service as well, contradicting your texts about trying to get third.
You've joined a pretty elite club. Billy down there. Great results in the RAC rally.
James O'Brien.
James,
finished
just
at
coming
fifth.
to it. Jesus, come on, I'm running the show here. James, we're asking to know yourselves. I don't have a hat, but I take it off to you. Before you go, Alan, would you like to thank any? I'm sure a lot of people put their hands in their pockets and sponsored you. Do you want to give them an old dig out there?
Yeah, well, just Infotech Drives there and Triton Showers really came behind us. That was it. Mark gave huge time now with the car down to my place as well. Mark Forbes there, Owen, Bob Fitzgerald, Martin Crowley. All the Tony Counts was praying it. The list is endless. Donald Healy, I could go on and on. So, but look, fair play to all of them. It worked out in the end.
It was a fantastic achievement. So I'm going to ask you all to get to your feet and give these two boys a round of applause.
I know him about it. Can I tell you one story? Here's Willie Mack is here.
Story away.
Just one small thing there, and James O'Brien's story about a tie in a night nav. Willie McCarthy, remember this one? The 1,000 Shakes ran out of Maddie Max or no Belly. Was it Buttevant Community Centre? We both cleaned it and finished on a tie. And the thing like that was myself and Bob and Willie, and I don't know who was sitting with Willie. But the thing was like that we go for a spin out the road to see who would be the quickest. But I think the organisers said that was not the thing, so we shared the prize. So myself and Willie shared that little tie break as well.
Willie Mack is getting a lot of mentions tonight. Thank you guys, and well done.